and welcome to episode 27 of Something and Us. What is this show called?
This one's Movies and Us, TJ.
Of Movies and Us. I'm TJ.
And I'm Marcus. Hey, hold on. Before you go further, I thought my intros were annoying.
And this is the review show that reviews genre movies in order, right? That's what we do from the beginning?
From the beginning!
Sometimes. I think that's the intro.
That
something
is the
like
intro.
that.
Yes.
Right. Yeah, something like that. I don't know. Today, we are doing Aliens because it's my choice, at least. And Marcus made me watch a terrible movie last week, and I needed a good movie to watch. So
What was last week?
I don't know. I kind of blocked it out of my mind. It was so bad.
It was not a terrible movie. It was an art house average movie.
Which translates to terrible movie.
That's fair. That's fair. Perspectives are different and you're wrong.
Perspectives are different and I'm wrong.
Yes.
Is that what you said?
That's exactly what I said.
Okay. Anyway, before we continue, we got some cleanup to do from the Blade review. I forgot to mention in that one that Blade universe takes place in 26320, Earth 26320. I would have done it last week, but that movie was so bad I forgot about it. Anyway, this movie was directed by James Cameron, screenplay by James Cameron, story by James Cameron, David Giller, and Walter Hill. It is produced by Galahad Hurd, starring Sigourney Weaver, and that's all I have for starring. I don't know why.
Wow, really?
Yeah.
I mean, she is the biggest name, but I have some other names for you. Also starring Michael... I must say all these names wrong. Michael Biehn, I guess. Michael Biehn's Corporal Hicks. Carrie Henn as Newt. Paul Reiser as Burke. Lance Henriksen as Bishop. Bill Paxton, that guy. Bill Paxton as Private Hudson. It's game over, man. William Hope as Lieutenant Gorman. Jeanette Goldstein as Private Vasquez. A white girl playing a Hispanic, but okay. Al Matthews as Sergeant Apone. Mark Rolstein as Private Drake, and the list goes on. I don't know where to cut it off. I'll cut it off there, I guess.
It was released July 18th, 1986. The theatrical version is 2 hours and 14 minutes, or 17 minutes, I should say. And the version that we watched, the special edition, is 2 hours and 34 minutes. It had an $18.5 million budget and brought home $183.3 million at the box office worldwide.
Yeah. Speaking of box office of 1986, is that the word? Yeah, 1986. And this is number 7 worldwide. Number 6 is Back to School. Number 5, Star Trek 4, The Voyage Home. Number 4, Karate Kid Part 2. Number 3, Platoon. Number 2, Crocodile Dundee. And number 1, Top Gun.
What was number 7?
Aliens.
Oh. Why'd you start at number 7?
This is where Aliens. Okay, number 10, Ferris Bueller's Day. I came out in 1986. Holy shit. Ferris Bueller's Days Off. Number 9, Ruthless People. Number 8, The Golden Child. No, what? Is that the one with Eddie Murphy?
I don't know.
Oh, it is. How'd that make... Oh my god, people got bad taste. I've never seen it, so I can't say anything. And then Aliens, Back to School, Star Trek, Karate Kid, Platoon, Crocodile Dundee, and Top Gun. What also came out that year, Stand By Me, number 13. Police Academy 3, An American Tail, Short Circuit. Oh, The Fly came out that year, 23. Three Amigos, one of my guilty pleasures. You can go on and on and on, TJ. You better stop me.
I'm just waiting for you to get it out of your system.
Hoosiers. That's pretty much all I care about. Yeah, and back to you.
Back to me.
Yes, sir.
Are we in a newsroom somewhere?
Yeah, that's the weekly box office, the weather forecast kind of thing going on.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, nothing else. Well, Space Camp. That sounds interesting.
No, it really doesn't.
Oh my god, the young attendees of space camp find themselves in space for real when their shuttles actually launch into orbit. Oh my god, sounds terrible, but I'm gonna watch the shit out of that one.
Can I move on?
Hey man, I'm waiting on you.
Are you done?
Yeah, I'm done.
Alright, so, with all the credits out of the way, I guess it's time to go into the movie proper.
Let's do this!
Why are you so annoying today?
Woo! I'm really tired. I'm trying to stay awake.
Okay. Anyway, we open up with bland credits. It's just credits over a black top. Creepy alien noises, so... It was really bland.
Did you just press play and you're just waiting for the credits to go by now?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, I wrote that down.
Did you really?
Yeah, the credits did not impress me.
I mean, the credits, are they supposed to impress you?
Sometimes. Well, we open up in space. I mean, where else would we open up in an Aliens movie?
Chicago.
Why would the aliens go to Chicago?
Fuck if I know.
No one wants to go to that shit place.
You can't isolate our fan base to Chicago, TJ.
Why not?
What about that good deep dish pizza they have and whatever else Chicago's offers?
I went to Chicago one time and I hated it.
I mean, you hate a lot of things. That's not surprising.
Anyway, so we pick up right where we left off from the last movie with Ripley's ship's floating through space, essentially. She's still frozen and she's picked up by robot aliens.
No, they're not robot aliens.
No?
They're, I have it written down. Not miners, scavenging. They're,
Yeah, they're salvaging.
salvaging, yeah.
They're robots, though.
They're not robots.
What broke in through the door then?
A robot arm broke through the door. But there was that dumb scene when they're saying, there goes our scavenging, because they take their hoods off when they say it. Like, why are you taking your hoods off to say this line?
Because it's hot in there.
That's so stupid. It was not hot, first off, because they're wiping ice off of her, not dead body,
Yeah,
off
but
the
it's
thing.
melting.
Yeah, but it's not hot yet. If it's hot, it'd be water.
It was water. There was condension on it.
Oh, whatever. Semantics.
And it's not scavenging, it's salvaging.
Salvaging, scavenging, whatever.
Anyway, after the robots pick up Ripley, they drop her off at I don't know, some space station, I guess.
Yeah, looks like it.
So they unfreeze Ripley, and she gets a visit from the guy from the company, Burke. And he explains that she's been frozen for 57 years, and
Everyone she knew and loved is dead.
No,
That's such an oddly specific number, 57. It's just, I can't imagine, like, being asleep for that long.
I mean, it's cryogenic sleep, so...
No, I know, but it's just like, once you wake up, like, everything you're used to and accustomed to is just gone. Like, you gotta readjust to everything. That's just mind-blowing to me.
I mean, I guess.
Never think about it?
Not really, no.
No, that's fair.
Anyway, so Burke comes in with our stupid cat, and we'll get to it later, when that scene comes up. And she's talking to Burke, and then she starts having chest pains. And oh no, a chest burster bursts through her chest, and she dies. End of movie.
Oh, that was a fast What's funny is, like, this is like the first time we'll see an alien in this movie for for the next hour or two, I think.
Yeah, this builds up very slowly.
Yeah, there's not much aliens in this movie titled Aliens.
There are a lot of aliens. They're just saved for the end of it.
You never really see more than, I think, 2 or 3 at a time on screen, but you're always alluded to, like, hundreds around.
Yes. Anyway, this was just a dream, and she's not actually dead.
She's having space nightmares.
But apparently, her daughter's dead.
Just gonna go segue into that? Like, you're gonna go...
Yeah, Burke shows back up. She's been in the hospital a few days. She wakes up. Burke comes and tells her daughter's dead. I didn't know she had a daughter.
Honestly, neither did I until this movie. It's like, wait, she had a daughter?
So, but now her daughter's died 2 years ago at the age of 60-something.
Which is funny, because the picture they show of her, she looks like she's in her 80s. Like, man, her daughter did not age well at all.
Well, maybe she was hunted by aliens or something, too.
With Predator. Oh my god, it all works together.
Anyway, so she's being, well, I was going to say put on trial, but I guess it's an inquiry from the place that she works at.
Trying to figure out what kind of mess would happen up there.
Yeah, and they don't believe her about the aliens.
It's a boardroom scene. And I just cannot say enough how much I love boardroom scenes. I don't know why, but they just get me. I could have an hour and a half of that and be satisfied.
Because you like stuff like Mandy.
Listen, TJ, don't hate on a decent movie.
I won't. I'm only hating on the bad ones.
Yeah, the board scene. Yeah, over this, like, exposition scene, this deposition, they suspend her license, there's no criminal charges. The planet that she was on is called LV-426, and she's thinking, I'm gone, should be nothing going there. They reveal, no, there's, like, been 60 to 70 families on that planet for the past 20 years, and they haven't reported anything.
You know, they terraformed it.
Yeah, they make it, what they trying to do to the planet is make it livable in general?
Yeah.
Okay.
But you know what I found unfathomable about this whole scenario?
Oh, what?
Is that it makes sense that they landed on that planet and they wanted to terraform it because, you know, they went and explored it before or whatever.
Yes.
But the planet is huge.
Yes.
If you ever you live on Earth, you know how large the Earth is, and they just happen to put a settlement right near the spaceship where those aliens crashed.
Right. Well, I guess it comes to, I don't know if we should say it now yet, but it comes later how the family found the settlement. Maybe they were going on of a day or two retreat to get to it, I guess. They never say how long it was away from it, but it's
even
pretty damn close.
Even so, it takes 2 days to drive to California from
Yeah.
the East Coast. So, and there's like this planet's filled with mountains and shit. So it doesn't really. And they also chose a really stupid planet because it looks like a miserable place to live.
I mean, most planets are miserable to live. We're just a lucky planet to have everything we have.
Yeah,
So we're
but
adapted to it.
if we're in different solar systems, there's got to be other planets that are close to our environments.
True, but I guess this is the distance alone. Like maybe it's a planet to get to another planet. Like it's like a stopping planet.
It doesn't look like that.
I don't know, man. I'm trying to make excuses.
They're trying to terraform. They said they're terraforming this miserable planet with howling winds all constantly going and rain happening. And by the way, there's scenes with them out in the rain, and then the next scene inside they're dry again.
It's continuity, man. But like, look at Las Vegas. Like, who would build a city town thing in the goddamn desert? It happens. It's a thing people do. We're not a smart species, TJ.
But it's built next to a dam.
Yeah, but we're not a smart species, TJ.
Some of us are.
Some of us, the ones that are in control, aren't.
I don't remember where I was.
The family finding the
no, it's not where I was.
The deposition.
Right, that's where we were. We were at the deposition because she finds out about this, and then we get introduced to the planet itself, where the colonies are. And like I said, this place looks like a shithole. Why are we doing this?
Because the future is supposed to be grungy and dirty and just, like, it's not going to be pretty.
No, but it's a shit planet. Anyway,
listen. Maybe the Earth, that planet has some kind of material like the Earth values really highly or something like that. Some kind of mineral. Who knows? It could be anything.
It doesn't matter. Eventually, this family finds the alien ships because of course they do, and
engineers, TJ, engineers chips.
Whatever. So, is the little girl in this scene the little girl for later?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, it is. I like. She must feel so much guilt. I mean, she's a bad actress in this movie because kids. But, like, this character would feel so much guilt, I think, realizing her dad/mom brought this crap back to the colony, which wiped everyone out.
It's not her fault.
It's not her fault, but, like, her parents, her family did this. Like, I don't know. Like, she has friends at the colony, I assume. Like, they're all gone and dead because of their parents.
I think she should be happy just to be alive.
Yes, but there's got to be some kind of survivor's guilt or some kind of guilt along the path.
It doesn't always have to be survivor's guilt.
No, it doesn't, but there's got to be some PTSD, something along those lines.
Well, I mean, if you're being hunted by aliens, you would also have PTSD.
I would, but, like, I just wish they were to portray that.
Ripley definitely does.
Goddamn right she does. I feel bad.
They find the aliens, and of course, everything goes to hell, and they lose contact with the planet. And so Burke, the guy from the company, comes to Ripley saying, hey, we lost contact with the planet. Can you come with us and tell us what's going on? And she's like, no, I'm not going with you. I'm not going back there. Which was probably the most believable thing in this movie.
Everything she says and does, I would say up to a certain point, but I think throughout the whole movie, just makes her such a good character. It's just believable. Like, she's smart. She's overlooked a lot of times because she's I guess a PTSD victim, female, whatever. But like she's just a smart, strong character. Like her choices, like how she speaks up for herself. She's just, I can't say enough how well written she was. Yeah, I think even more so than the first movie. I think definitely more so than the first movie.
Yeah, I mean, she definitely carries the movie. I mean, so
yeah, for sure. I see this movie so many times. I just watched it this time with a more critical eye than usual. I just never realized how, like, it's like, yeah, no, I'm not doing that. That's stupid. Or no, we gotta do this, and this, because duh. It's just well written character.
Right, but she's having nightmares about the chest burster thing and the aliens. And so she wakes up and she calls Burke and is like, you're going to kill them, right? We're not going to study them or bring them back. We're going to destroy them. And he's like, yes. And she's like, then she's in. And so then they're off. But before they go off, Ripley makes sure to leave her stupid cat behind because she knows he's against her.
Jonesy.
Yeah, he would be trying to help the aliens kill her again, so...
Listen, the cat's trying to survive. It's either the humans or him. So, like, listen, I'll lead you to the humans. Just leave me out of this.
So, she made the smartest move of the movie, leaving that cat behind. But yeah, then we pretty much start over again as we wake up in the cryo chamber with Ripley and the Colonial Marine.
Yeah, roll call.
I don't know who any of them are.
Yeah, that's what say their names. I don't know if I say all their names.
I don't know. They're all cannon fodder anyway.
We'll get to that.
they're going down to the planet on this rescue mission, and there's a bunch of like getting to know you scenes like in the first movie. Like they're having lunch and they're introducing themselves, showing their some of them would have their one note personalities.
Yep. The one that's a perfect. Yeah, that's like what it is.
And then they introduce the android. What's his name? Bishop. And he does. Have you ever seen that Game of the Dead where you stab the knife between your fingers?
I do it with my pencils sometime.
It's actually a mini game in Red Dead Redemption.
Is it really?
Game. Yeah. It has a name, and I didn't bother to look it up.
No.
It's like 5 fingers, something or another. Anyway, Ripley kind of freaks out when she realizes that Bishop is an android because the last android she encountered tried to kill her.
I mean, it pretty much killed the whole team, so it's understandable.
Yep. And then, is this where we get the term xenomorph from?
I don't recall them saying it in the first one, but they do mention it here. Yeah, so I want to say yeah.
Yeah, so I think this is where they explain the xenomorphs and stuff like that.
Which is weird to me, because they all brush her off like aliens don't exist, and her seeing one on this planet is weird. So to have a name for this creature and to know that is a real thing, and for them all to be so nonchalant about it, it's just so weird to me. I don't get it.
Well, I'm assuming when they lost contact, they believed their story and they decided to classify it.
I guess, but like, there's a term for the creature. Like,
that's what they named it. And as for the soldiers being nonchalant about it, they don't know anything about this. They weren't told anything.
I know, but like, there's actually a name for this thing that you guys are talking about. Maybe it's kind of real. Maybe it is dangerous. I don't know.
The soldiers never believed that it wasn't real. They just thought they were squashing some more aliens.
Yeah, bug squasher. Yeah, I guess that's true. Just what other kind of aliens are in this universe? That's what I'm more curious about.
Yeah, I don't know if they ever get into that, so.
No, not in this movie, they don't.
Anyway, we're also introduced to the power loaders in this, and, showing that Ridley Kit isn't useless, that she can use this stuff. And, they're loading missiles. They're gearing up, essentially, going down there to land at, was the city called Little Hope?
Maybe.
I think that's still what the sign said.
I should know that, but maybe.
I think it was called that. So they go down there and pretty much desert it.
Yeah, like there's like no signs of life at all. There's not even signs of struggles, really. It's just like a ghost town. It's great.
Yeah, and so they're still building up the mystery here a lot.
Yeah, it's slow. It's a slow-paced movie.
They're exploring, and they think it's clear. They discovered a med bay where they find chest bursters.
Face huggers.
Is that what they're called? Face huggers?
Yes. The ones that wrap around the face, yeah, face huggers.
Yeah, I thought they were called chest bursters.
Oh, those are the ones that the face huggers plant inside of you.
Oh.
So they march off the chest. Come on, TJ.
Wait, that doesn't make any sense.
Wait, it makes total sense.
No, because the face huggers hatch from the eggs, right?
Yeah, so they jump onto your face and they hug your face.
And then they die.
Yeah.
So they're not alien.
They're all aliens. It's just the stages of the alien life. They're xenomorphs, but the baby xenomorphs are the face huggers that jump out the egg. They hug your face, wrap the thing around your neck, and they implant the next part into you, which is the alien itself. Oh, I guess they're not the alien, huh?
Yeah, no, that's what I mean. It doesn't make any sense. Eggs hatch so they can lay more eggs.
They're middlemen. Yeah. I like that a lot, but that's just weird.
Now that I think about it, I never thought about it before.
Yeah.
But like the process of how it works doesn't make much sense.
I know there's got to be some kind of other insects and parasites in the world that do the same thing, but that's like an extra step. But no, it makes sense, I guess, in a weird way, because they're carrying the sperm, the egg, whatever, to implant into you. And you're going to be the host, obviously.
So they can't. They can't reproduce to what they become without hosts.
Yes.
So how do they ever have
like House the Queen a thing? And how?
Yeah, how are the other ones a thing?
Yeah, it kind of later in the other movies, like in the Prometheus series, they kind of tell you they were kind of genetically modified and made. Like they're not natural. They're kind of natural, they're not natural. And so it's a whole weird backstory, weirdness shit to it.
I don't know. The whole life cycle now doesn't make sense now that you're making me look at this at a critical eye.
You're the one that chose this movie.
Yeah. Anyway, so after they discovered the face huggers, they discovered a kid survived. Just one kid, apparently.
The kid from the family that found the whole face huggers in the first place. The
kid somehow survived while everyone else is, but she's like not talking. And this is the beginning of the Ripley-Newt relationship, mother-daughter thing that kind of happens.
Yeah, it's not really subtle, honestly, either.
No, it develops throughout the whole movie. I'm probably not going to bring it up again because it's honestly not that interesting. She's
If
the
it's
kid. The kid's a plot point.
yeah, yeah, she's definitely a plot point in the last act too. Like, really doing this?
Yeah, it's just a reason to build tension. Essentially, Bishop is dissecting the face huggers, trying to learn more about them, making them look more suspicious because they want you to think this android's going to turn too.
They do everything in their power to make him seem not trustworthy.
But they discover where all the colonists went. It's in some sub basement. This facility is also gigantic.
Oh, it's huge.
So they have to go to another part of the colony just to find where they are. And so they send the colonial marines down after them, and they discover this is the first time we see a hive, right?
Yeah, yeah. It's a big, creepy, nasty, cocooning hive.
And they also discover that they're underneath like what's it called? A nuclear reactor?
Yeah, for the most part.
So they can't use their guns, which never comes back. Does it come back?
No, because if they get rid of the guns, they get rid of their magazines, except for like 2 Marines.
And then those Marines end up firing their guns,
Yes.
and nothing happens, right?
It makes even less sense. I always hated this even when I first saw it. Like, it took the weapons away, so it makes it more suspenseful. But they still have it, and they still have their flamethrowers. Flamethrowers are safer than bullets, I guess, in a weird, dumb way. But okay.
Well, flamethrowers won't pierce something, and
What a flamethrower, though?
yeah, but it's harder to like puncture something with a flamethrower.
I don't think anyone's carrying a flamethrower around a nuclear reactor.
Especially at short bursts, like they tend to use them. Like,
I guess it just seems like once something catches on fire, it's gonna be heating up. I don't know. This is what I wouldn't want any kind of weaponry down there that's that dangerous.
it doesn't matter. So the aliens are all around them. They don't know where they are because they're all camouflaged aliens.
Which is that's how it usually is. They're just how they're designed like that on purpose. Out like not in the movie, but out of the movie world.
And most of them die. Most of the Marines die.
Yeah, but like by their own dumb mistakes.
Like the guy in charge over the comms is like freaking out, so Ripley's got to take charge.
I've always hated this scene.
And she ends up taking charge and stealing not stealing, but taking control of the car that she ends to go and save the survivors. And then only like 3 of them make it out. And the lead Marine gets knocked out along the way by books, I think. I don't know what dropped on his head.
Yeah, it looks like books or cups or some shit. Something gives them boo-boo.
So they escape. So I guess this is where we should talk about the aliens in this one and what they look like.
I was saying, outside of the production design, I guess wise, they made these aliens look this way just because it's like a mixture of like mechanical spaceship designs with natural elements and all that shit. So that's why it's easier for them to blend in because it's just got that look, that feel.
They did look like toys.
Yeah, you think so?
Yeah, they felt like at least the smaller ones did.
Yeah.
The actual smaller aliens, because they didn't look like the alien from the first one at all. They look smaller, sleeker, and more robotic.
They do change a lot throughout the series. Like each movie, they always have like different looks to them. Like I told you off mic about this. But my thing about this Aliens movie, you only see like 2 or 3 at a time usually. It's like that's a bummer. They always allude to more being there, like hundreds more, but it's always like you always see 1 or 2 or 3 at a time. Like, I get budgetary stuff, but like, come on.
So after they escape from the aliens, they're like, we gotta get out of here and nuke this place.
No, they're not like that. She says that.
Well, I was gonna get to that, but the company guy's like, no, we can't do that. This is, gonna make us rich, essentially.
Yeah, money is a dollar sign to all this shit.
And we can't lose this $1 billion facility. And she's like, bill me then. And then she says that her boyfriend's in charge now because that's where they were going with that.
Her boyfriend. My man's is in charge.
Because he's the highest ranking military officer.
Yeah.
And so he agrees with her, and they go and try and get in the dropship so they can explode the planet, essentially. Oh no. They left the door down on the dropship because they're smart, and an alien infiltrates their dropship, kills the 2 pilots, and now they're down on a dropship.
You sigh now, but it's a common thing in these movies, especially going to Prometheus. The Marine/scientists always do dumb shit to get themselves killed, like leaving the doors open or looking right into an egg or something like that.
So since they're stuck here, they have to seal themselves in so they're not dead. They have like machine turret guns, and they start sealing off like vents and everything else like that.
They do it in such a way that leaves like 2 entrances for the aliens to come into. But like, why not like seal those off too?
I don't think they can.
Oh, that's if you say that, but I don't think they said that. They just like, I don't know.
I thought they said that they couldn't do that because what are they going to seal it with?
Oh, they sealed the other ones. Why can't you seal the other two?
Because they're already barricaded and there's no doors there in these two hallways.
Oh, okay, that's fair. Well, they had doors. They had doors that were there was the
Yeah, but
doors
not
and there were the sentry guns.
But not in the hallways. They can go and hide in this individual rooms, which they did when they all attacked, but the hallways that they were coming down to were, unsealable, essentially.
Yeah, okay, that's fair.
Yeah, they were fortifying after the Marines sucked and got their asses kicked. And they talked up these Marines like they're this badass group, and they got their asses handed to them.
I want to talk like they're supposed to be competent and like well trained, but they the second shit hits the fan, everything fell apart. Like they had like no order. There's no rhyme. They just start firing randomly. Like, come on, like where's the training at, guys?
I mean, to be fair, are they like company military though?
Still, like, there's still some kind of training, though, right? No matter what kind of division they're in.
You would assume, but you're also facing an unknown horror.
I guess, but still, like, the second you're trained, the second you see a creature killing your guys, you all lose your shit. They probably, I've never been in the forces, so I couldn't say, but still, I guess I would think someone will hold their composure together.
Well, I know in like military strategy games and stuff like that, once you lose your leader, everything kind of falls apart.
I guess, but the leader didn't die so quickly.
But their field leader did die eventually.
Eventually,
and they were kind of holding together up until he did die.
Not really. The first guy they killed, like dies, was killed because he got flamethrower to death by their own. Like they killed each other for the most part. Another one blasted the alien. Like suddenly gets the guy with acid blade. Like what's going on? It was a shit show.
Why don't we put you in that situation and see how you do?
I'm not trained. If I was trained, I'd probably do somewhat decent.
If you say so, Marcus.
I'm not saying, trust me, anyone of the service listening, I'm not saying you guys are like, you're not going to break under pressure, but the way they broke under pressure so quickly, it's like, come on, what?
Anyhow, after they get everything sealed up, they had a new problem. For some reason, the reactor is going to blow up.
4 hours.
I don't know why. They don't explain it.
No.
The reactors blow up. So they got to do something about that.
Because originally they planned on waiting it out for 17 days for rescues to realize something's wrong. But yeah, 4 hours now. Not a lot of time.
Right. And so Bishop, the android, volunteers to go out and get the second drop ship by, I guess, adjusting the satellites so that he can do it remotely.
Yeah.
And did they just leave their spaceship up in space unmanned?
I guess so. Like, they didn't really, like, you would think.
Like you would think there would be people to man that ship, and then you have a ground crew to man this one,
right? Because it's a big ship. It's not a small ship. You don't just leave
a spaceship unmanned up in space. You learned that from Star Trek. Come on,
exactly. So why did everyone go down?
Yeah, if you had someone up there, they could have sent the second drop ship.
Exactly.
Ripley and her kid takes a nap. It is her kid by the end. They call her mother.
Yeah.
And she wakes up and she's trapped in the medical bay with two facehuggers. Because apparently Burke's plan was to lock them inside the medical bay and impregnate them with them so he can sneak the aliens through customs. This is just a bad plan.
It's convoluted because he doesn't know how long usually the process is for the aliens to be inside someone's stomach.
Right, but the facehugger attaches to your face for a whole day.
Essentially, at least for minutes and hours.
Eventually someone's going to would have found them with the facehuggers on their face.
And if not on them, they would have woken up the facehuggers next to them, so they would have known, shit, something in me. They're not, come on. It's a stupid plan.
Yeah. But anyway, Ripley and the kid hold off the two facehuggers until the Marines come in and save them. And then they kind of just put Burke in a chair and say, stay there.
Yeah, because they talked about killing him and right there and then. But something else happened, didn't it? They're not...
Yeah, the aliens start coming.
Yeah.
And then they run out of bullets in their turrets, and the aliens get past the turrets and start breaking into the room. Burke runs into the medical bay, locks them out. They break in, but Burke locks the other door where he gets murdered by the aliens in there. And so they're trapped in this small room, but the kid says, let's go through the vents. And so they go through the vents, and there's a whole chase scene through the vents where we lose two more characters after one gets hit by acid spray. We also lose Bill Paxton in that initial invasion with all the aliens coming in. And then we lose the girl and the commander in the vents where they blow themselves up, which leaves Ripley, her boyfriend, and her daughter.
Her boyfriend's name's Hicks, and the dog's name's Newt.
Those characters.
Yes.
But those are the only 3 left.
And Bishop.
And Bishop. Right. He's on the outside in the ship.
Yeah.
Right.
You were saying
Anyway.
we had a lot of characters, I guess you were going to say?
Yeah, there was a large cast, and now we're down to 4.
Yep.
Anyway,
they dropped pretty quickly in this movie.
Yeah, we spent an hour building everything up, and then they're gone.
Which was kind of like, not underwhelming, and it definitely was underwhelming. It was like, oh, really? I kind of like those characters.
So they're going through, they're trying to get out to the dropship because it's landing soon. But something happens, and the kid falls down a water wheel.
I guess, yeah.
A water wheel that leads down to a vent slide, which leads into a sewer.
It's like a fun, scary music park ride.
So she's down in the sewer, and then because earlier the boyfriend gave Ripley like a watch locator so she can find her, but then she gave it to the kid. So now that they can follow the watch locator to the kid, and they do that, but they're on an upper level, so they have to try to cut through the grate. And then an alien shows up and kidnaps the kid.
Da, da, da.
That was probably the best looking alien in the movie.
Oh yeah, that was the money shot in the movie when it appears out of the water. It's a good shot. Love it.
And you could tell that's the one it looked like actually the one from the original movie.
Yeah, like the boss alien, but yeah.
So now Ripley gets her boyfriend outside to the dropship, and Bishop is like, we gotta go, and Ripley's like, no, I gotta go back, the kid's still in there. And so she starts to load up, and she tells her boyfriend to tell Bishop to not drive away because he's an android and he has to listen. That's how that works, right?
Well, she doesn't trust the android, and the android is programmed not to hurt them.
Right, but does he have to listen?
If it causes Ripley and the kid to die, probably.
So Ripley goes down a giant elevator shaft, that's important, and into the hive where she randomly shoots blasts of fire down hallways.
She does to make sure no alien pops out. She's a smart character.
I'm just explaining what happens.
I know.
And she accidentally comes across a nest full of eggs. Well, no, first
she gets the kid.
She finds the transmitter, and then the kid's about to get facehuggered, so the kid screams, and she goes and gets the kid, and then she comes across a nest. And this is where we see the queen, and it's disgusting.
Oh, it's so good. So good. It's gross. It's juicy. It's slimy. It's detailed. It's so fucking good.
It's huge, too.
Oh, God, she's a big bitch.
And she's, like, laying eggs and shit.
Yeah.
I did like that it showed that the aliens have intelligence, too.
Yes, they're not dumb at all.
Because Ripley shoots a flamethrower as, like, I guess 2 aliens I've never seen before. I guess they're guards.
Yeah.
Like the Queen's Royal Guard or whatever come in, and Ripley shoots the flamethrower, and then the alien queen nods her head to both of them, and they both back off. And then Ripley slowly backs out, and then I guess just freaks out because she burns and blows up the entire thing.
Well, she's not freaking out, but she's like, that was her thing since the beginning. I'm going to kill them all, no matter what. And she's got to burn this shit down.
Yeah, but it looked like she was just going to back out and leave everything alone.
No. I never felt that once with her. I'd be more surprised if she would have left, honestly, about hurting these things.
What would have mattered, though? They're getting nuked anyway.
She wants to make sure. She's a survivor. She wants to make sure everything is dead. Doesn't leave anything to chance.
I took it that she was just gonna leave.
Oh, no.
And then that one egg hatched, and she's like, well, I guess I gotta do this now or else these are gonna kill me. And then she did it.
I mean, probably that too, but I just figured she was gonna kill them no matter what.
Well, they're going to be killed by the nuke.
No, I get that, but like, she just wants to make sure. She's gone through 2 movies now of this shit. Like, man, she's tired of it.
All right, whatever. Anyway, she does that, and Queen rips herself away from her
sack.
Her sack, is that what we're calling it? Because it's just a giant tube thing.
It's whatever queens use to give birth to shit. I don't know.
Did they grow that?
Listen,
can she grow a new one?
Probably. I'm not into insects, man. I couldn't tell you.
Anyway, the queen escapes and they start chasing it. Ripley gets back to the elevator and the queen's coming at her, but she escapes up the elevator. But the second elevator comes down because Ripley hit both buttons, and the queen uses the second elevator.
I love that.
And so Ripley gets up and Bishop's gone. Oh no, what's she going to do? And the Queen shows up. She tells the kid to close her eyes, and then Bishop shows up and saves the day. She gets on the dropship. They fly out of the atmosphere. Planet's destroyed. Aliens dead. Movie over.
The end.
The end. Not really.
No, still more?
No, it's still more, because I guess this is a trend with these movies now.
Yeah.
So they're on the dropship, and they're talking, and Ripley finally comes around to Bishop saying, hey, yeah, you're a good guy, good. And then
the second she says that.
Then they land on the spaceship, they get out, and then Bishop gets torn in half by the alien queen, because of course the alien queen jumped onto the dropship.
You think it would have felt like a weight difference, right?
Well,
you think they would have hurt? Come on, that's a queen.
Not necessarily, because one, the nuclear explosion could have, and all the explosions could have pushed the force of the things out of it, and once they're out in the atmosphere, space is weightless, so...
That's fair, I guess.
So not necessarily. I gave that a pass, because that could be explained away. What didn't make sense to me is Ripley should have known better, because this has already happened to her once before. She knows these things are smart and that they will escape with her, because the last time she did this, they escaped with her. She should have checked underneath or something.
Yeah, you're right.
But she gets out and Bishop gets torn apart, so she tells the kid to run, and the kid goes into under the grates while Ripley runs into a room and locks herself in. But then the Queen goes after the kid in the grates, and she shows up with the power loader, Ripley in the power loader, and we get the most awkward power loader alien Queen's fight scene ever. Well, they were really confident in the Queen's effects, though, because they showed the entire fight.
Oh, yeah. I mean, that was a debate, wasn't it? Like, I know his crew wanted to have it mostly dark and not be able to see, but it's like, no, we're showing this shit, and it's the good effects. I think it holds up still.
Yeah, I mean, it's a little awkward though.
I mean, it's 1980 something, so like we're used to CGI everything. So back then they were limited for sure.
Yeah, I understand that.
Yeah,
but it's still weird because it's just like this awkward robot holding this animatronic thing and lifting it up and stuff.
Yeah. No, it's very janky. But I still feel most of it holds up.
It holds up. It's just noticeable is all I'm saying.
Okay. Yeah, that's fair.
But she throws the alien down. Don't even know what this is.
An airlock.
Is it an airlock? Because that's not any airlock I've seen. It looks like a disposal unit of some kind.
Yeah, it's weird.
Because there's you can open it without sealing off the top part of it. You can suck out everything.
Right? You can open it from the inside. Why? Who would do that?
That doesn't seem like a very safe precaution in a spaceship. Is all I'm saying.
No, it's just super dangerous.
Anyway, so she falls. She gets dragged down into the hole with it, and she climbs up and manually opens the thing. And so the alien queen gets sucked out into space with the power loader as she's holding on. And why can't she use the same switch to close it?
I don't know. You think if you get open from there, you can close it from there.
Yeah, but apparently she can't. She has to climb herself off while the kid and cut in half Bishop is dragged across the floor. Bishop saves the kid.
I'm just saying, people brought this up before. Like, her just hanging onto the airlock step or ladder like that, she would have been sucked out too. So they all would be dead by now. Anyways.
I mean, she did wrap her arm around.
You're not going to outdo Space Force like that. Come on.
I mean, possibly not, but who knows how much Space Force it is?
There's so much space. And she should be hella tired from everything she's been through. There's just no way. Her
arm should definitely be shattered.
Yeah.
Without a doubt, at the very least. But if she hung on her arm and that metal ladder is as sturdy as it's supposed to be for that kind of situation, it's possible she could have hung on.
No, and then she climbs up out of there. No.
Well, that's a little ridiculous.
There's no way she would have survived that.
No. But if she would have held on like that and then used the same switch to do it again, it would have been possible.
Yes,
I think.
Yes, I think it would have been more poetic if she would have died there.
So she climbs up the ladder and closes the airlock, and the day is saved once and for all. She puts her boyfriend in cryo sleep because he was acided, and I guess that was enough to put him out of action.
Yeah. These soldiers fall down so easily.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what happened to his eye. I didn't see him get hit in the eye, but anyway, he gets put down. They cut in half Bishop in a cryo sleep because I guess it works for androids. I don't know. And then she puts the kid to bed, and then she goes to bed, and then the movie ends with them in cryo sleep.
The end.
The end.
So what'd you think of your first viewing of Aliens?
I liked it.
You liked it. Okay, what do you like about it?
I think it is. I'm trying not to compare it to the first one because it's a different movie.
Yes.
I do think the first one was better.
Better in which aspects?
I just liked it overall as a movie. This one had a lot of logic issues.
Yes. Yes.
And you know how I am with logic issues. So, as far from a writing standpoint, I think the first one is better told. But this one, as an action movie, is pretty good.
Yeah, no, I would everything you said I would agree with.
I didn't, like I said, I liked watching the movie. It was long though. I mean, the version we watched were long.
Yeah, and you were saying again off of mic, it was going to be a long review. Like, not much happens in this movie, so it's going to be a short. We're under an hour right now. This is probably a shorter review for a future movie like this.
Well, I also I decided instead of doing the normal routine, I just pushed through.
Yeah, well, like what else could we have talked about that stretched this thing out?
I didn't even review my notes really in this one. That's a testament to the movie though, because I remember the entire movie from beginning to the end.
No, that's fair. That's fair.
I didn't need my notes that say, "Oh, this is what happened next. This is what happened next. This is what happened next," like I do in every other review we do.
Yeah, everything you said with the logic compared to this one and the first one and the action, I agree with everything you said so far. That being said, what would you rate this?
I'm looking over my notes right now just to see if there's anything that I noted down that I wanted to say. But no, I pretty much just wrote what was happening to remember what was going on. I would have probably remembered the names though if I would have referred to my notes.
Not boyfriend.
I have the names written down. But I couldn't remember the boyfriend's name and the kid's name.
Well,
to be fair, I wrote kid down every time.
What do you think of her acting, the kid?
She didn't have She didn't have very many lines.
Yeah,
but the lines she did say were kind of awkward.
Yeah, she had not a stoic presentation, but she had something off, not off, but I don't know.
Well, I mean, she was supposed to be off though.
She was I expected off from that situation to be different than the off she had, if that makes sense.
Well, she also she gained a new mother out of it too. So.
Yeah, until she dies in the next movie.
Spoilers.
Oh, you haven't seen Aliens 3?
I hadn't seen anything past this one.
Yeah, well, Newt dies off screen, so don't worry about it.
Spoilers!
Yeah, they'll tell you in the first 5 minutes. Oh, by the way, Hicks and Newt die. What? Why? Because bad writing's bad writing. I'm sorry. Are we going to watch the next one? Your next thing or something?
I don't know.
Okay.
But yeah. As for ratings for this, I think I gave Aliens an 8, didn't I?
Probably. I think I was on par with that. I would have to be on par.
And I think I give this the same score.
Oh, wow. Okay. I gave this a 7.
And I think it holds up and is as good as the first one.
Mm-hmm.
It's just good in different ways.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
This is actually, I think, how sequels should be done. Not copying the first and going a different direction from it.
Exactly. It took some elements, obviously, the base elements, but its own thing. Right. And it wasn't too drastically different either.
No, it still felt like an Aliens movie. There's still the mystery and stuff. Although, at this point, you know what the aliens are.
Exactly.
So, you didn't really need to build it up again.
No. But them building up the way they did help. It did work in the movie.
Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, I liked it.
Yeah.
I didn't think it was a terrible movie.
Yeah, no.
Even in the slightest. It was exactly what I needed after the shitty movie you made me watch.
Listen, that was last week. This is this week.
Yeah, I know. Now I feel better.
Yeah, I'm glad. And next week's going to be X-Men, so I'm excited for that one.
Well, not next week. We're still on hiatus.
So what's next week then?
Nothing. This is a hiatus.
So we're not doing nothing next week?
No, it won't be released.
What?
Oh my god. We should end this podcast. I'm done talking to these people already.
Yeah, these morons. I can't end with that. What can we end with?
I ended already. I'm waiting for you to start the goddamn podcast.